Wall Street Journal. As you can see, I am just now opening the paper, and I know there's a very strong image, so we're not going to talk about that. Let's just hope that they made it to their destination well, and that they are living a better life. This paper is from almost a year ago, September 14, 2015. So we'll just pray for all these people that are suffering in their countries. Okay. But we'll move on. So as we know, the very first section is usually not my favorite to read for a relaxation video. So I will look for a note, an article that is worth reading before going to bed or before falling asleep. Then we have business and technology. Isn't it so interesting how diverse we are? Because we are all the same, but our eyebrows and the shape of our eyes, the shape of our noses, the way our hair is textured, that's practically the only thing that makes us different. Very interesting. Because right here I'm looking at a man who he has everything any other man has. You know, I mean, arms and elbows and shoulders and neck and legs and feet, and he's able to drive just like any other man in the world. I just find it interesting how people hate other people who doesn't look like themselves. You know? It's not like those people who look different just appeared out of nowhere from one day to the next. We were all placed on this earth, and we mixed and matched, and you have people looking very, very different. Like my daughter, she doesn't look Mexican, she looks different. What if you could grow while your competition cuts? Whoa. I don't like that sport very much. But that's why I don't play it. What are they talking about here on money and investing? Some common and colorful trader terms, some of which banks look for as warning signs of potential abuses. Bang, slam, hammer, aggressive buying or selling of currencies during the window of time in which the fixed price is set. Popcorn. Sit back, relax, and watch another trader work the market. Spoof. Offer or bids do not represent a genuine offer to trade and are withdrawn if interest is shown. Pony. $500 million. Slippage. The difference between the expected price of a client's stop loss order and the price at which the transaction is actually executed. Jump. $250 million. in and out. In such trades, virtually no risk is taken, but the broker for each trade earns a commission or fee. Yard, $1 billion. Fill or kill. A situation in which a client's order to a broker is either executed immediately or not at all. Paint the tape. Buying or selling a security to create the illusion of high activity and drive price movement. BIP or BIP. Basis points, shorthand for 0.01 percentage points, sometimes spelled BP. Okay. Percentage points. All right. Pass the book. To transfer the management of a financial position from one office to another in a different time zone. Arbitrage. Generally unwarranted market movement and volume based on merger rumors. Put pants on it. Request from a trader to elaborate on one's intentions about a trading inquiry. Alligator. Type of trade in which potential gain is eaten up by the high cost of commissions. Monkey. $500 million. So the monkey and the pony are the same. Alright, let's read what this banner holiday season in store is about. By Spencer Jacob. Long ago, in a recession far, far away, consumers shied away from lavish Christmas gifts. With that holiday now barely 100 days away, the worry words are fewer than they have been in years, as retailers and sellers of merchandise bulk up for a great few months. Walt Disney Corporation's forthcoming Star Wars movie, for example, is seen spurring an even bigger toy sales trend than its Frozen bonanza. The mood stands in contrast to warnings that have come around like a clockwork the last few Septembers, that the looming holiday shopping season could be the worst since 2008. Despite the possible end of the Federal Reserve's experiment with zero interest rates as early as this week and choppy stock market, the prognosis for this year's change in ton equivalent units the prognosis for this year's shopping season is excellent. Investors need look no further than U.S. ports, where the goodies that will go under trees already have begun arriving. Global Port Tracker, produced by the National Retail Federation and Hackett Associates, observed a 6.1% and an 8.1% jump in 20-foot equivalent units in June and July. It estimates a 5.5% rise in August versus a year earlier, and gains no longer reflect a catch-up from labor unrest earlier in the year. Forecasts for September, October, and November are still robust, 1.2% and 3.8% and 7.9% respectively. What makes this holiday season special is a confluence of factors boosting income. What makes this holiday season special is a confluence of factors boosting incomes, confidence, and discretionary spending power. U.S. unemployment in August fell to the lowest since April 2008, while jobless claims have never been lower than recent months on a population-adjusted basis. Meanwhile, gasoline prices in some parts of the U.S. may fall below $2 a gallon in coming months, a big financial and psychological boost to households' spending power. Early reports of a slow back-to-school shopping season aren't a concern. Although second in importance only to the holidays, those purchases are more need-based than discretionary. The 4 is strong with this one. Again, remember that this paper is from September 14 of last year. Energy. How to transport oil more safely. Each of the methods, pipeline, rail, boat, or truck, has its pros and cons, but they all could use some improvement. Interesting. Alright, let's do this Obama's climate agenda. Test your smarts. The president has been active on the environmental front. How much do you really know about that, what he's doing? Alright, let's do this. And this is by Amy Harder. Combating. Combating climate change could turn out to be one of the biggest legacies of Barack Obama's presidency. Last month, the Environmental Protection Agency completed a suite of rules cutting carbon emissions from U.S. power plants, with the greatest impact to be borne by hundreds of coal-fired facilities. Politicians from states dependent on fossil fuels have promised to fight the new rules, which represent the centerpiece of Mr. Obama's climate agenda. But the EPA's power plant regulations aren't the only arrows in the president's quiver. How much do you really know about what the Obama administration has been up to on the climate front since 2009? Take this quiz to find out. Let's see. Are there any answers? Oh yes, there is. Okay. Under Mr. Obama's presidency, the EPA has taken several steps to reduce emissions that most scientists blame for global warming. Which one of the following sectors of the U.S. economy is the EPA not regulating for greenhouse gas emission? Alright, so power plants, refineries, oil and natural gas drilling operations, cars or trucks. So, which one is not being regulated for greenhouse gas emissions? Not regulated. So I'm guessing this one is being this one right there. We go. I'm guessing they are regulating this one, the drilling, cars and trucks. So maybe this one. Answer B. Environmental groups have sued the EPA to regulate carbon emissions from both power plants and oil and natural gas refineries. But so far during the Obama administration, the agency has not yet acted to regulate refineries. Environmentalists are likely to sue again for EPA regulation of refineries, but probably not before Mr. Obama's second term ends in early 2017. Number 2. Mr. Obama laid out his second-term climate agenda in a 2013 speech at Georgetown University. He devoted most of his speech to broad policy initiatives such as his administration's plans to regulate carbon emission from power plants and address emissions of methane, a potent greenhouse gas from oil and natural gas drilling. Which of the following did Mr. Obama mention for its impact on climate change? Arctic oil drilling, BP oil spill, Keystone XL pipeline, hydraulic fracturing. I don't think he was talking about BP oil spill. I want to say letter C. This one. I don't know. Haha. Allowing the Keystone pipeline to be built requires a finding that doing so would be in our nation's interest. Mr. Obama said, "Our national interest will be served only if this project doesn't significantly exacerbate the problem of carbon pollution," the president said. True or false? The Supreme Court has provided the legal underpinning of President Obama's climate agenda. True or false? The Supreme Court has provided the legal underpinning of President Obama's climate agenda. False. Oh, it's true. In a bitterly divided 5-4 decision in 2007 before Mr. Obama became president. The High Court ruled that the EPA has the legal authority to regulate greenhouse gas emissions. Ohio is revolutionizing the energy industry. Discover how at jobs-ohio.com/shell. Need trees? Go to the forest. Need sand? Go to the desert. Need energy? Go to Ohio. What? Affordable, abundant energy right under your feet. That's what you get when your business is in Ohio. The shale energy revolution has created a new economic era that's powering profits for energy-intensive business. Discover how. The future is happening in Ohio. Get there first. Interesting. Switch to natural gas for less than the cost of not switching to natural gas. Look at this. Canada's oil sands looked to the future. What is it? Lower impact. Oil sands producers are trying to extract more bitumen or heavy oil at lower cost and with a smaller environmental footprint than current methods. One technique, which uses radio frequencies and chemical solvents, recently began a pilot test with an eye toward commercial production later this decade. Here's how it works. So, one, at the surface, electrical energy is converted to radio frequency or RF energy in the transmitter building. Radio frequency energy in the transmitter building. Okay. And then a propane solvent is injected through the top well into the reservoir. This will assist in the flow of the oil. 3. Electromagnetic energy from the RF antenna heats the reservoir and mobilizes the oil, which mixes with the propane. 4. The oil-propane mixture flows downward into the bottom well and is pumped to the surface. Once at the surface, the oil and propane are separated. And 6, the oil is shipped to the refineries for further processing into petroleum products. Interesting. A customer signs her name on a community solar installation at its opening in Golden, Colorado, maybe? Yes, Colorado. Is she the customer or is she the customer? Look at the little tiny feet. So soft. Look at how delicate they are. Look how beautiful babies are. They're so cute. So soft and squishy and perfect. And I know most of our news here is about the US. So let's see. South Africa pushes to expand renewable energy. A Cape Town shopkeeper stays open during a load shedding blackout. South Africa's creaky grid will need upgrades to handle growth and renewable power. Alright. And this concludes today's readings. Thank you so much for watching. Don't look at my nails. I hope that it was somewhat relaxing or entertaining or informative. Until next time.